am officially live. Hello, Karen. It is so good to see you. Oh my gosh, this is my very first live on Substack. And of course, it didn't come with, just a couple technical difficulties. So thank you so much for being here today. Hey, Allie. Hi, Karen. Yes. So I just want to start really quick. This is a live called The Impossibility of Presence right now. Yeah, it feels very um, apt for this moment, right? Presence does feel very impossible right now. We're going to talk a little bit about why that is and some things that we can do to tap back into the present moment because the present moment is obviously so powerful, right? It is, and it's so important, but it's so difficult as well. So, before we jump in and get started, if you have something that you can touch right now to bring yourself into this present moment, I want to encourage you to do that now. So, I actually have my cup of coffee here. Maybe you have coffee as well. If you do, cheers. So, I'm just going to touch my cup and like just feel the warmth of this cup. So maybe you have a pet nearby or a soft pillow or even like a sweater or your hair. You can touch anything. And just if you want, you can close your eyes. That can help us be even more present. And just take a moment. It doesn't take much. Yeah. Okay. Water. Awesome. Hi, Teresa Marie. We're just taking a moment of presence here. Yeah. So maybe feeling the coolness. And if you do have a drink with you that's handy, I want to encourage you to take a sip of whatever you have and really taste it. Really tap into the sensation of taste. So I'm going to do that now. And that is the power of presence, like actually feeling the cup on your lips, feeling what it feels like in your mouth, like these little things do bring us back to the present moment. And again, we're going to talk a little bit about why it's so difficult to be present right now and how to be present and not like these dramatic drastic ways to be present. Really simple, really easy ways just like we practice. So, guess what? Check. We did it. We were present today, right? So, it is as small as that can make the hugest difference in your life. So, I want to just tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Ashley Looker. If you're new here, oh my gosh, welcome. Hi. I've been on Substack for quite some time and then I abandoned it because that's my tendency is to like get really excited about something and then be like, oh my gosh, I way overdid it. Like I set way too high of expectations for myself. This is unsustainable. So then I abandoned it completely. Well, this year I decided I'm really going to commit back to Substack in a way that feels sustainable, in a way that feels, a lot more realistic. So, what I've been doing here on Substack is I have been writing when I feel inspired. I actually just dropped a new little essay that I wrote yesterday called I Will Not Be Contained. And so I just write little blurbs about life, about being an introvert, about being an empath, about being a business owner. And one of my gifts, I would say, if I do have one, it is to support people in feeling less alone. That I believe is my purpose here on this planet. And that is what I try to do with these lives, with my writing, with my journaling membership. Um, that's what I want to do on this planet. And if I can do that here today, I've done my job. So I'm an empowerment coach, I'm a mindfulness teacher. I'm actually in school right now to be a therapist. I'm probably not your average mindfulness teacher that you would see out in the world. Again, I try to be a little bit more realistic when it comes to implementing some of these skills and some of these tools. I'm oftentimes doing this work right alongside you. So I am practicing presence, I am practicing embodiment, I am practicing joy. Joy is another thing that I really center my life and my work around. So If you have been feeling lost, if you've been feeling disconnected from your purpose and from joy, that is one of my other gifts, I would say, is helping guide people and mentor people back to a life that feels really joy centered. We don't live in a joy centered world, by the way. So joy often comes very difficult to people, which in my brain, I'm like, what? This should be like the simplest, easiest thing to do, but it's not. And so if joy feels like a struggle for you, you are definitely in the right place today. So, in terms of what I talk about here on Wildly Free Reflections on Substack, I am mirroring what I do inside my journaling membership called My Joy School. I love my Joy School. I've been facilitating this membership, this community for 5 years now. It is an incredible place to be if you want to journal, if you want to connect with like minded humans. And each month we talk about a specific topic that enhances or helps you cultivate happiness. And so this month it is all about presence and embodiment, which is why I'm here to talk about my reflections on presence and embodiment and why it feels so dang impossible right now. It seems pretty obvious, right? It like presence feels really difficult right now. Does presence feel difficult for you right now? Drop it in the chat. Or does it feel really simple and easy for you? Does it feel really accessible? Just let me know where you're at. Drop it in the chat. I'd be so curious to know. And in terms of this moment, how present are you feeling with yourself and with your life? 10 being like, I feel so deeply connected to my life right now and so deeply connected to myself, like 10. Or 1 being like, what the heck is presence? What the heck is embodiment? I'm so disconnected from myself and from my life. I'm never present. I'm constantly thinking about the future. I'm constantly thinking about the past. um, if I were to rate myself today, I would say I'm probably in this moment, I definitely feel like I'm at an 8. Earlier today, I would say that I was at probably a 3. Presence has been difficult for me as well. Even as a mindfulness teacher, can you believe it? Even as a mindfulness teacher, even as an empowerment coach, um, and somebody who practices this work, who is really committed to practicing this work, it still feels really difficult at times. So let's take a moment and just talk about why that is, right? And if you have an idea for you in your life, why presence feels so difficult right now, feel free to drop it in the chat. I would love to, hear from you and where you are at specifically. Right now, I'm on a break from school and I have a list of all of the things that I want to do during this break from school. And so I feel like I'm constantly looking to the next thing that I need to do or that I want to do. And I'm not very present as I'm doing the thing in the moment. Please let me know if that is you. Please let me know if that is something that you are struggling with right now, because my hand is raised as well. Um, there are so many things pulling us away right now. That seems very obvious, right? Like there are a lot of things. Hi, Lisa, pulling us away, right? We have war, we have politics, we have violence, we have injustice, we have family. I was thinking about this, like the micro and the macro, right? The big world stuff that we are so deeply connected to. I mean, I'm on social media, we can't avoid that on Substack either. We're very connected to what is going on in the world. There is so much, right? And of course, like we're constantly getting these dings of, you know, vying for our attention, whether that's a Substack ding or that is an Instagram ding or an email ding or a phone ding, right? Like there are constant little dings and notifications pulling us away from ourselves. Right? And that's what I want you to think about in terms of embodiment and presence, is like these little notifications that they are little, but they make a really big impact on us, right? Are pulling us away and creating our attention to go somewhere else in that moment. And it happens instantly, right? It happened to me probably 12, 13, 20 times this morning. My husband's messaging me, oh, I'm like, I need to look at this. Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that, right? Ding, ding, ding. The things are happening and constantly vying for our attention. So, distraction really is designed to hook us, right? That is how technology is being created. It's not necessarily ethical, but it is what it is. Right. And so it does feel impossible to not be distracted right now. But here's the thing, it feels impossible, but we are also empowered to make changes and shifts in our life. Those may not be easy shifts, but it is possible for us. And so, even though I may have hooked you a little bit with that impossibility of presence right now, yes, it feels impossible, but it is even that much more important to practice presence. That is within our power to do that. So, distraction is designed to hook you. So, if you feel hooked, Substack, anything, any app on your phone, it makes sense, right? And what I really want to encourage you to do is to be self compassionate. Right? To have compassion for yourself as you're navigating, maybe eliminating some of these distractions in your life. Because if we keep those notifications on, it is and it will be impossible to be present. Okay. So if you're feeling like you're constantly clicking, constantly scrolling, it makes sense. It is designed to do that. And our brains have not evolved in a way that can like help us distinguish what is important and what is not. And so that is the other thing that I want to remind us all of is that our brains have not evolved to the point where we can really distinguish what is important when it comes to like a ding or a notification and what is not. We have to be able to have some intentionality and some presence in order to distinguish, where do I want to put my attention? Is this worth my attention right now? So those little dang pauses that we just did at the top of our call today, that is what can really, really make a difference. Okay. So again, just a few reasons why this feels so impossible. We're constantly being dinged, right? We're constantly being notified of something. Our brains have not evolved to recognize what is important and what is not. We recognize a lot of like, oh, this is important. I need to pay attention to this. When it's like, oh, this is just a silly little message on Instagram that does not deserve my attention right now. We are living in a world of constant input, right? This is what I think why presence and embodiment are so freaking important right now is because we're constantly being input. Like things are constantly, we're taking so much in all of the time. And there is a lot of those things that we can eliminate, right? Again, the things that don't really matter, the things that aren't worth or worthy of our attention and our time, those are the things that we need to learn to eliminate or manage or minimize at the very least. Because there's a lot that we're spending our attention on that is not worth this beautiful time and energy that we are given on this planet. Yes, that is such a great point, Karen. She says, I turned off the little red numbers on most of my apps so that they don't call me, right? Like, again, our brains go, oh, like red. And again, there's a reason why it's red. Red means danger. Red means pay attention. Red pulls us in, right? So these apps are truly designed to like get our attention, right? So again, it's not our fault. We have not evolved quite in that direction yet, but again, we can can be empowered in our decisions and our intentionality. So, all of that input, what is worth your attention right now, right? And I just want you to think about that. What is worth your attention? What is really worth your attention? There's like this, I'm going to totally get this wrong, but there's a really scary fact out there about how much time we spend on social media, like how many years of our life we really just waste. And I'm going to use that. That's a personal word that I'm going to use. I truly see that as a waste for my precious time in my life. Um, it's like years and years and years, like 8 years or something, if you're the average person that spends, about 30 minutes a day or maybe an hour a day on Instagram or a social media app of some sort. So imagine the time that you can get back for the things that you really want to do. Here's what I love about presence and embodiment. This is about aliveness. I don't know about you, but when I get on my phone and I'm looking on social media, I don't feel alive. I don't feel connected to my body. I don't feel connected to my purpose. I just feel like I'm numbing out. I feel like I'm distracting myself. I know I'm distracting myself, right? And that's okay. Sometimes we do that. Sometimes we need that distraction because we're really burned out and we've taken so much in and we just need to kind of check out for a moment. So that's okay, right? Like let's not demonize that. Like sometimes we need that, right? We need to literally be like taken offline for a second. But this is about your aliveness. This is about you being alive in your life and paying attention to all of the miracles that are around you in this moment. And if you're listening in, or if you're in a room, or if you're outside, just take a look at the miracles within yourself and outside of yourself. Like right now, I am in this house that somebody built, somebody was genius enough to build and put together, right? That is now my own. I have two living, breathing puppies. One is sitting right behind me, and the other one is over there. Whom I love more than anything, miracles, right? There's light, there's breath, there's sight. There are so many miracles around us at any given moment, and we miss so much of it, right? We miss so much of that aliveness, that purpose, that joy when we're sucked into the vortex that is the internet or our phones or our devices, right? I mean, again, hand raised. The last thing that I will say about, why it's so difficult to be present, and then I want to talk about like some really simple things that we can do. Yes. Oh my gosh. Exactly. Karen says, and recognizing and being grateful for those miracles is the key to joy. Absolutely. Yes, it is. Right. Like, have you ever just noticed the seasons? I always come back to the seasons. They just fascinate me. Like how everything is starting to bloom now. And I'm like, wait, you were like, dead, right? Basically, you had no leaves, there was no green, you were dormant forever, and now it's like things are coming to life. And that is a miracle. That feels like a miracle to me. And so what feels like a miracle for you in your life? Right? You have specific, unique DNA purpose on this planet. And that is why presence and embodiment is so powerful and important because we can tap into that purpose, right? That's within you at any moment, right? At any moment you can get tapped into that. So again, the last thing that I will mention before I move into 5 things that I want that are ideas to be present and embodied is that busyness has been so normalized for us, right? Busy, busy, busy. Everyone is busy. Like I I do my best to not answer somebody when they're like, "How are you?" Right? And I feel like so many people are like, "Oh, just really busy," right? And it's like for a long time I was very attached to that. Like if I'm busy, that means that I'm worthy. If I'm busy, that means I'm of value. But busyness has been so normalized, right? And we're just running around our lives while doing so much, but not being in our life. And that is something that I fear that I will regret. When I get older, that I'm like, wow, I was so busy. But was I busy doing the things that really lit me up, that I loved, that brought me to life, that I felt like were part of my genius, part of my purpose, that like gave me so much joy when I was doing those things, right? Rather than just like busy doing the superficial things. So this brings me to one of my favorite quotes. You're probably going to hear me say this over and over and over again, but it's a Bob Goff quote. And he says, "Do not confuse a busy life for a purposeful one." And I think that's what so many of us are doing right now, right? That we're confusing just being busy, because that's what we're told we need to be, is we just need to be busy. We need to be doing all the things. And then we're valuable and then we're worthy. But that's just a bunch of BS, right? We are valuable and worthy no matter what. And we know that, right? There's a part of us that probably and hopefully knows that, but we get disconnected from that at times, right? So do not confuse a busy life for a purposeful one. What would bring you purpose? What would make you feel alive, right? And so let's just go through 5 simple practices. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here with me today, by the way. I was going to make this very short and sweet. And I really want to invite you to join me, next month, for the coming months. If you haven't subscribed already, please do subscribe. My little heart would just be bursting with joy. It feels so good to be connected with like-minded humans on this platform, and being able to have this conversation is really important. So hopefully this brings you meaning and purpose and a sense of presence and the importance of presence right now. So definitely stay connected with me. But let's talk about these 5 practices. So the first one, I have my little notes here, is the 10-second return. The 10-second return. That's all it takes, is for you to pause and ask yourself, literally feet on the ground for 10 seconds, where am I right now? And feel free to do that. Oops, sorry. Feel free to do that right now. Place your feet on the ground. Where am I right now? Where am I at? Am I in my room? Am I in my office? And you can think about this in terms of presence, like time and space, right? Like, where am I in the environment? You can name the date. A lot of the times I'm like, okay, it is not 10 years into the future, which is what I'm constantly thinking about. Oh, it's actually March 25th, 2026. It is 9:26 p.m. Feet on the ground, right? And just noticing that. All right. This is Winston, by the way. He will join us from time to time. So feel your feet on the ground and notice. 10-second return. The second one is one single task moment. So just whatever you're doing, because we're often doing 25 things at once, commit to doing one thing for 1 minute. Drinking your coffee, enjoying your coffee, writing your to-do list, right? Like thinking about it, being with it, being in the moment. So one single task moment. All right. Choosing one tiny thing, drinking your coffee, washing your hands, whatever it is. So basically stepping away from that multitasking that so many of us are doing. The third idea is a body check-in, right? Just asking your body, right? We are living like floating heads, by the way. Just floating around, constantly thinking, constantly wondering, disconnected from all of this knowledge, this like ancient, beautiful, intuitive wisdom in our bodies that is constantly telling us, like, I'm thirsty, I'm hungry, follow this, follow that. Oh, remember this, remember that. Oh, you're tired. Oh, you're energized. Like, there's so much information that we're getting, but we're analyzing it, right? We're being logical about it. Get in your body, right? A lot of the times I'm just like, okay, Ash, like, take the ladder down. Just take the ladder down out of your head and into your heart, right? Just take a moment to just come below the neck, right? So check in with your body. This is not about fixing. This is just about noticing, right? So maybe just take a moment right now. 5 seconds, 30 seconds. Just see how you're feeling. Are you energized? Are you relaxed? Just notice. Are you feeling anxious, take that moment, do that check in, right? The fourth one is the comeback cue, is what I like to call it. So having a phrase that you can say to yourself when you feel like you're spiraling. It happens, right? When we're like, I have so many things I have to do. Oh my gosh, all of a sudden I'm really overwhelmed. And you have a phrase, Winston, what are you crying for? You have a phrase that you say to yourself to come back. Oftentimes, that's all I need, right? Come back. That is the thing that I say to myself, come back, come back. That is such a beautiful cue. We need those cues, right? Come back. Oh, just starting to go out and aimlessly wander. Oh, yes. In nature again. Nature is such a great vessel, if you will, of coming back to yourself and reconnecting to your nature, right? Your body, the present moment. Yes, thank you so much for sharing, Lisa. And I'm just giving you a really big hug right now. Yeah. So the comeback cue, right? So anytime you notice I'm spiraling, use that phrase, come back, come back. All right. And the last idea that I have for all of us here today is to create one pocket of quiet. One pocket of quiet. That's it. Just one throughout 24 hours. One pocket of quietness. Quiet is scary sometimes for some of us, but it is essential for presence and embodiment. It really is. So start with 1 minute, start with 30 seconds if you need to be in the quiet, to acclimate, to reacclimate back to your nature, which is quiet and intuitive, right? There is so much noise. There is so much noise. And these little pockets of quiet can create so much peace and so much presence for us. Okay. So I hope that you have enjoyed my very first live here on Substack. Thank you so much for being here. Next month in My Joy School and here on Substack, we are going to be talking about purpose and meaning. Like my favorite, aside from joy, but purpose and joy are very connected, by the way. My favorite things to talk about by far. So come back and hang out with me. Maybe I'll do another live. We'll see. And I love you. Thank you so much for being here. I so appreciate you. Um, I will drop a few journaling prompts below the recording of this live as well, because I think, journaling, of course, is like such a great way to come back to yourself, which is so important. It is the presence of it's the practice of coming back to yourself again and again and again and again, right? That's what presence is. Coming home, coming back to yourself again and again and again. Thank you so much, Lisa and Karen and Teresa. Thank you so much for being here. I love you all. And yeah, look for this recording and those journaling prompts that I will have for you to journal on. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. If you have questions about anything, please do feel free to reach out to me at any time as well. All right. Mwah. Bye, everyone. Thank you. Winston says bye. Bye. Yes, self-care day. Awesome. Oh, I hope it's just everything that brings you back to yourself and creates so much peace and love and vitality. Yeah. Thank you so much, Teresa. Mwah. Bye, everyone. See you soon. Bye.